Today we'll be talking about a Pokemon theory. A lot of people have been theorizing that Pokemon Sun and Moon will be based on an island based on Hawaii. But not good here. I believe that Pokemon Sun and Moon will be taking place on an island based on Puerto Rico and the surrounding Caribbean. Cue my music.
Admiral the Science Guy. The Science Guy.
What the hell? Boy, get them balls out of my face. I ain't about that life. This is the logo for Pokemon Sun and Moon. My colleague, Mr. Princeton,
Professor Princeton,
helped me come up with a resemblance that I would have never found myself because of the difference of culture. He is Puerto Rican. And that difference being is the sun and the moon from Taino culture.
The Taino were the indigenous people of the Caribbeans. At the time of European contact in the late 15th century, they were the principal inhabitants of most of Cuba, Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Puerto Rico.
When comparing the Taino sun with the sun from Pokemon Sun and Moon, there is a obvious resemblance. Now, the moon is a little more far-fetched, but bear with me. When you look at the moon from Taino culture, it is a half circle with a smaller circle in the center. When comparing that to the moon from Pokemon Moon and Sun, the logo, you see that it is also a half circle, only the smaller circle has been moved to the outside.
Now, I know that these images don't look exactly like the logos for Pokemon Sun and Moon, but you have to remember that Pokemon and Nintendo do not follow the exact guidelines for these images and for their locations. For example, you have Kalos, which is based in France, looks a little bit different than the actual, France does. So I think that if they were to use these symbols as a reference, of course they would be a bit different, and try to keep that in mind for the theory.
In Taino culture, the sun and the moon represent gods. But in this case, they'll represent legendary Pokemon to their respective game. Ever since Pokemon Silver and Gold, you've had two legendary Pokemon, a Pokemon duo that has represented their game and helped revolve their stories in different ways. For example, in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, you had Kyogre and Groudon. And there's many more examples. This is an Easter egg released to us by Nintendo in the same direct that announced Pokemon Sun and Moon. This is a woodpecker native to Puerto Rico and the Caribbean. As you can see, both birds have a striking resemblance. They both have a red spot on top of their head, as well as their feet, their talons, are X-shaped, not webbed, which is kind of strange. This is an image Nintendo provided to us from the same direct as the announcement of Pokemon Sun and Moon. This is the Grand Malaya. It is a resort found in Rio Grande. Now, both of them share a couple of very similar features. One being the large fountain out front when you first approach them. The second being the actual structure of the buildings. The buildings look almost identical, with the flat top and the circular overhang on the top. They look very similar. They also have palm trees, which is, just helps support things a little bit more. Another thing that really helps support is the fact that when you look at the image provided by Nintendo, there are three Pokemon that are there. You have Horsey, you have a Staryu, you have a Chinchou, and you have a Spheal, right? All three of those are animals that can be found in Puerto Rico and the Caribbean. So that just helps think that this might be the place that Nintendo is going to base this resort off of.
These are some vehicles shown in the same direct. These are honorable mentions for the simple fact that a lot of people can argue and say that you can also find these vehicles in Hawaii, but these vehicles can be found on the beach. And here are some images that I was able to find of vehicles from Puerto Rico that kind of resemble the ones from the direct, and I think there might be some kind of a resemblance there. But like I said, this can be disputed. They could also be from Hawaii.
Well, this concludes my theory. As more information on the games are released, I'll be adding to the theory, doing more research, and keeping you guys updated. So thank you for watching. Comment below what you think. Where do you think the game will be based? Do you think there's any anything that could support my theory, let me know down below in the comment section. And thank you for watching.